Next up, Alien number 1.
Aliens. Speaking of picks of the week.
Yeah, go ahead. This cover freaks me out, dude.
It's so strange.
What's not strange, dude? Look at that tongue mouth thing.
It's just strange.
And the face suckers that look like vajayjays.
Oh my god, you've got to hang up on things that look like private parts.
Private parts. All right,
we don't need to talk about that.
This is your pick of the week, yes?
This is my pick of the week. Speaking of pick of the weeks, this is my favorite new author, as you have heard me say a million times if you watch anything else that we do. So this story takes place basically, I think it's about 50 years after the events in the movies. So
which movies?
The Alien movies.
Okay.
So yeah, Alien canon is kind of strange, and I'm not exactly sure how they're working it out. I've never read a previous Alien comic, so I don't know if those are considered part of canon or not. Marvel owns them now, so maybe they are. I don't know.
Well, let me ask you this: Is Ripley at all in this book?
No.
Is she mentioned in the book?
No.
Okay.
No. Well, the incident is mentioned, but that's about it.
Okay.
But she is not mentioned by name.
Gotcha.
This takes place after, I think technically only the first 3 movies do they consider canon, and then the 4th one I don't know if they consider that canon or not.
What's the 4th one?
The 4th one is where she's resurrected,
and she's like part alien.
She's part alien, and she gives birth to one and all that shit.
Yeah. I'll have to get there. I'll go on that.
So, this takes place. I believe the year is like straight up like 2200. I think is the year. I think they give you a nice even year.
Cool.
Yep, 2200, January 2200.
Cool.
And those events were like 2152. So about 50 years later. Basically, our main character, and I'm never gonna remember names. Gabriel Cruz, that's his name. Our main character was head of security on a ship orbiting Earth, and he is retiring. And we're not sure why he's retiring. He mentions in a thought bubble about a forced retirement, but we're not really sure the details surrounding this retirement. And we basically get glimpses back and forth between what's going on with him, his retirement, his return to Earth, his reuniting with his son. We get glimpses of that, and we get glimpses of a direct run-in that he had with a xenomorph, which is what the aliens are called.
Right.
And it's a really interesting setup because, again, one of the reasons why I like Phillip Kennedy Johnson so much is he somehow does all the things that I want in a comic book story. He's usually making some type of social or political commentary. He's usually doing some type of like body horror kind of thing.
Right.
And he's usually writing like really intriguing mysteries, and like real easy page turners. Like you always want to keep going.
Right. And
he manages to do that perfectly here. So basically, we get a few pages of his retirement party. We get a few pages of him basically trapped in something we can't see what it looks like. It's basically a cryopod, and it says he's looking at it from the inside, and someone has written on the outside, "Aliens inside, beware." And he's like super groggy and can't tell what's going on. He reunites with his son after a certain amount of years. We're really not sure exactly how many years it's been that he's been back home, but we get mention of a estranged wife who's no longer here. We don't know if she's alive or if she's passed. But we also get mention of a younger brother who has passed, and the son blames the dad for his passing.
Ooh.
But again, we don't know exactly why. The interesting mystery is that the son is part of this new age. I think at one point they actually say communist, but I can't remember if they were being facetious or not. But like a really new age, like down with the government, down with these big giant corporations that his dad works for. And You're actually not sure what's happening at first, but basically before he goes in to talk to his dad, he's with his girlfriend, and she's like, remember this information, like his card will probably be in the nightstand by his bed, and you just got to get it real quick and then get out of there. You don't have to talk to him for long. And so basically the only reason why the son even shows up to see his dad after he's been gone for so many years is to steal his access card to the station. And then we get a further glimpse that the dad has had straight up firsthand personal contact with a xenomorph. He has seen men that he has served with have the face suckers attached to them, and burst out, and all the awesome alien stuff you think of. Actually, you don't really see any of that in this first issue.
It's more like in your brain.
This issue does a fantastic job of scary with the implication.
It lets your brain do the work.
Mm-hmm. And it's really about the shadows and like what you think is going to be around the corner.
Yeah.
Like, oh, shit.
It's the worst.
So the way this book ends is the son and his girlfriend and a couple of their punk friends. They storm into this facility, and they're going to liberate the. They think this is basically a data bank area, where there's massive servers storing data. And they're going to release it to the world on the internet. And they walk in and they kick in the door to one of the guard rooms, and a guard turns around and like they have a gun in their hand, but they're not like even aiming it. And they turn around, they're like, "Hey!" And then one of the kids just fucking blows her face off with a shotgun, like blood everywhere, fucking her face smashed in half, like
shit.
And then everyone's like, and then they kill the other guard too, and then they all turn and look at him like, "What the fuck?" And he's like, "Yeah, we can't leave witnesses."
Fuck.
And they're like, "Okay, we didn't know it was going down like that, but all right." And they walk into the facility, and you just see tons of giant liquid tubes of weird-looking creatures, and they're not xenomorphs, but they're just like.
Can we get a picture? Can we?
Yeah, I mean, I could try. It's very obscure. Can you see?
Yeah. I see a tail.
Yeah, it's really hard to tell what they are.
Okay.
Anyway, they break in there and like, what the fuck is this? This is not what we thought it was going to be. They find a big giant door that says Alpha Protocol, like, have to have this kind of access to get in, yada yada. They're trying to figure out how they're going to get in, and a doctor and like two doctors are there. They're like, "Hey, don't shoot us." They're like, "All right, we won't shoot you. You got to let us in right now." And she's like, "Okay, yeah, totally. I just need to say security protocol Lima Victor Echo, and you can get in." And then the, security system's like, authority Watkins activated it. Yeah. And of course she gets shot by the shotgun too. They blow her up as well. And as soon as they do, the shotgun spray blows open one of the canisters.
Oh no.
And it just so happens that particular canister that got blown open was containing one of the face suckers.
Ooh.
And so the kid that's been blasting everyone in half gets
karma.
Face sucked. And the last thing that we see is the son holding up a gun and a face sucker jumping jumping right for him.
Fuck that shit.
This book was great. It did, again, like I said, it did all the things that I wanted it to. We've got this really interesting underlying story of like political agenda and like commentary about massive corporations hiding information, and is this for the betterment of the public or not? Right. We also have a mystery that's not just around the aliens. Like, what happened to the younger son? Why does the son, you're the younger brother, why does the son blame the dad for him dying? How is it that he died? Where's the mom at?
I'm gonna say probably an alien.
That's a really good guess. I feel like that would probably be too easy, but maybe that's what it is. This book was everything I was hoping it would be from Phillip Kennedy Johnson. And Yeah, it was nice. I think it had enough of a nod to the movies, which I haven't probably watched in a decade, that I still noticed it.
Yeah.
But it was a fresh enough story where there's no reason for anyone to say, "Oh, I don't know anything about aliens. I can't pick this up." You don't need to. There's no reason to need to know anything about aliens in order to read this and enjoy it.
At least 2 questions for you.
Yes.
One is, do you suspect that anybody in the group yet is an android?
So we do come across the father speaking to an android therapist a couple of times.
It's not an alien book or movie if there's not an android in it.
Yes, and at one point he talks about how his therapist on the spaceship, he's like, "Oh, I'm not going to get to see you anymore," and he's like, "Oh, don't worry, Gabriel. Like, they'll just upload they'll upload our conversations into a new one, and he'll look exactly the same." And he mentions something about like his scar, and they're like, "Don't worry, they'll fix that for you." And he's having a conversation with him. The scar's on the wrong side, and they're talking about the conversations, and his personality is different. And he mentions, he's like, "You're a lot more curt than the guy was on the spaceship." And he said, "Yeah, people Earthside tend to like it more bluntly here," or something like that.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
That was another thing that was really cool.
And then the second question is, how did you like the artwork? Like, did you?
Okay. So the artwork for me is very challenging.
Okay.
Not that when it's aliens, like there's this spread at the beginning of just fucking all these aliens, goos, and
yeah.
It's amazing. It's so good.
Yeah.
The action sequences, these like, whereas there's like all the suspense stuff, like where you see the alien up close, it's like,
you're right, yeah,
great, amazing. Facial expressions and stuff like that sometimes can be a little off to me,
a little flat,
very flat. The lines are very, very thin. The colors feel very digital. So I would actually say that I don't know if Salvador Roca is the best for this book, but that's okay, because I think that I'll give him a chance.
So,
we'll see what happens.
Bonus question before we end your review.
Yes.
Are there any variant covers that you're considering picking up on this?
Oh my god. I really wish I had already picked up the Scotty Young. I literally had it in my hands and showed it to you in the store, and I didn't grab it. That one, and then I think there's a 1 per store variant that I really liked that Ron had.
Do you know who did it?
No.
I'm pulling up the covers now because I wanna interject. Like, there are 2 covers. Again, I'm not a huge Aliens fan.
Mm-hmm.
Like, almost not all. I do like the Prometheus movies, and I know a lot of people hate those, but I dig those. Mm-hmm. But there is actually, I think there are 2 covers that I would be like, yeah, I'd buy that. And I don't know if I know one of them is the Peach Momoko.
See, I'm actually not a big fan of the Peach Momoko.
Oh, I love the Peach Momoko. So let me pull it up really quick.
I just don't like the big giant.
The Queen.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I like that a lot because her Black Cat number 3, I think it was. It was either 2 or 3. It was an alien cover, and I was like, really, I wanted cover A, like we just said, like I'm a cover A hunter. But I actually dug that cover, and I hate aliens because she does the Queen really well. And then I don't know. I saw Stegman's.
Yeah,
he did one.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's on issue 1 or if it's on another issue. So
it's on issue 1. The Gleason one is the other one I was thinking of. I really enjoy. But honestly, there's a lot. Like, there's a lot of really good ones. Ron Lim has one that I'd be interested in.
There's a Clayton Crane. That one's pretty cool. Let's see. I gotta find the Stegman though. Ryan Brown. Ainhook Lee. Well, that's the actual cover. Oh, yeah. Where is it? The Clayton Crane's actually pretty fire.
They don't have it on League.
Oh, that's unfortunate. I saw it and I was like, man, that's a really cool cover. Anyway, I just thought I'd throw that in there. Like, I actually might go back to the shop and pick up the Peach Momoko cover.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, Roca has his own cover as well. It's the 1 in 25. It's at the very top. I think that is a perfect example. If you look at that book, you see him coloring himself, and it's so dynamic, it's so rich. Like it's like you feel like that was made from fluorescent light. You know what I mean? Like you're like, whoa, that stands out well. And I just don't know that the colorist, which I don't want to blame the colorist, especially because it's Guru EFX. Like he does a wonderful job. I've seen so much of his work that I've enjoyed, but just wasn't my favorite on half the book.
But you're still gonna pick it up. You're intrigued.
Yeah, I don't. The art could be way worse, and I would still be picking it up because I'm so I'm a story first guy anyway, and so I am very interested to see where Johnson's going to take this book.
Is this a limited series or is this an ongoing?
It's an ongoing.
Cool.
Yep. I also find it interesting that there's a father-son issue in here because we have another Phillip Kennedy Johnson book later tonight that also has a strong father-son dynamic. And it's a very different
I'm sensing a theme.
Interpretation. Yeah. So he has a young son. He has like a 3 or 4 year old son. So you can definitely see a lot of those themes are on his mind. Right. I just find it so interesting that you see this as like a very negative relationship.
Right.
And that's not
more like if he's not a good father figure, this is how my relationship with my son might be.
Yeah.
And then vice versa. Cool. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm not picking it up, but I'm glad you enjoy it.
Well, it's because you're scared. It's okay.
I don't want the nightmares.